This lecture is on Zeus, one of the greatest gods of ancient Greek mythology. I'll discuss it at three different levels. Number one is the story itself. Number two, the implications of the story. And number three, how the story is impressive or is expressive. Zeus was the son of Kronos and the grandson of Uranus. As you may know, Kronos killed his father to take the throne away from him. And before he did, his father, Uranus, cursed him. Something like, "What you did to me, one of your children would do to you." And because of this curse, Kronos was swallowing all his sons and daughters. His wife Rhea, which also was his sister, was fed up. She got really mad because every time she was giving birth to a child, their father, Kronos, would swallow them. So she decided to deceive him. So before she gave birth to Zeus, she went to the mountainside and she left her child there with the shepherd family. When Zeus grew into a charming, very good looking lad or boy, he was brought back to Kronos' palace and he became his cupbearer. That's the only person trusted to feed him, serve him. And this is in the story is like the climax, the turning point, the biggest event, because the one who was feeding Kronos was actually the one Kronos wanted to kill in one way or another. So the killer was feeding the killed. At a certain point in time, Zeus and his mom made a drink. They mix salt and nectar and mustard and they give it to Kronos. And when he fell asleep, he vomited all his sons and daughters. One of them was Hera, who would become Zeus' wife in following years. Let's be sure that when Rhea came from the mountainside, when she left her child, she put kind of a rock and wrapped it in clothes and put it in her belly, acting like he was her child. Kronos was very mad. He felt very angry when he knew about what his wife and Zeus did to him. So he waged or started a war against them. His allies were the Titans, and Zeus' allies were those monsters Kronos already had imprisoned, and they were living in caves. So Zeus won the battle, and he became the god and the king. There were so many problems with his wife, Hera, because of infidelity, because of cheating. So their relationship was really bad, and they were always in disagreement. They got into conflict sometimes, but at a certain time they came into peace when they decided to change their systems of behavior. The story itself, as all Greek mythologies do, imply different things. Number one, the term itself, chronos, it implies chronology, time, the idea of having control over time. The fact that Kronos married to his sister Rhea, or Zeus married to his sister Hera, that was very common in all times. So this sexual activity between members of family, call it incest, was a common practice in the Romans and in ancient Egypt, in Persia. The idea again of Kronos killing his father to take the throne, this explains struggle for power and authority, and which has been always part of our human experience. We fight to control and to rule over the others. His mom taking him to the mountainside to save him involves the idea of protection. So mom always, in all cultures and traditions, she's the one who protects, she's the one who shows emotional support and gives passion. We feel more love and security within our mom's arms. And we have to remember that the story has a lot of similarities with story of Moses. You know, the Pharaoh had a dream that someone would dethrone him, so he decided to kill all children. Moses' mom had to put him in a basket or a cradle and let it float on the Nile River before one of the slave girls found him and took him to the Pharaoh's palace. It comes also in similarities with the story of Abraham. You know, the Nimrod also was killing all kids, all newborn babies, and Abraham's mom had to take him also to the mountain somewhere to protect him. What can we learn from this story of Zeus? Again, Greek mythology is very expressive and very impressive, and it explains a lot of social, cultural, political systems. So Kronos, that's, you know, the origin of words, so this is very interesting in language. The principle of struggle for power or control or authority, so this is part of the political system. Position of women in traditions and cultures, and the idea that cultures and traditions influence each other. So we see how this story resembles in much of its details story of Abraham or Moses, and that's in the Bible, and it's the same story in the Quran. So this idea of cultures in general influence one another. So parts of our traditions are based on others' cultures and traditions. Thank you.